The applause was still echoing when I realized it was over. Our AI system, Theo and I spent 3 sleepless years building, was finally ready. The stage lights burned bright, reflecting off the launch banner that carried her name, not mine. My father stood at the center, smiling with the kind of pride I once lived for. Let's hear it for Aya, our new director of innovation. The crowd clapped, cameras flashed. I stood beside him holding the mug he just handed me. Best assistant. Everyone laughed. Even she did. I smiled too. Then I walked away. That was the last time they saw me as the assistant. I still remember the first day she walked into our company. Sharp suit, polished smile, a resume that read like a fairy tale. My father called her the missing piece. I called her a risk. She was efficient, charming, and calculating. Within months, she was in every meeting, every decision, every late-night strategy session that used to be ours. She'd sit across from me, taking notes on ideas I built from scratch, then later present them as collaborations. I stayed quiet. I thought my father would see through it. But he didn't. Maybe he didn't want to. He wanted a face that looked better on magazine covers, a voice smoother in investor meetings. I was the engineer, the one behind the glass, the invisible architect. So when she smiled at him that day on stage, I knew what she'd taken. Not just credit, my place. It started small. Lines of code, unnoticed changes in system access, permissions quietly revoked. She thought she was outsmarting me. She didn't realize I'd built every layer of that system myself. When you write code long enough, you learn to leave fingerprints, invisible ones. She changed my admin privileges. I smiled. She deleted logs. I had backups. She thought the AI's core server was secure. It wasn't, not from me. My father used to say, "Business is war, son. Never start one you can't win." It took that to heart. The night before launch, while the building slept under security lockdown, I slipped in through the testing access port. My ID still worked. My script was already written. Not to destroy, not to sabotage, but to reveal. I rewrote one line, just one. The AI's core identity file. The system would still work. It would still present flawlessly, but the ownership metadata, the legal framework, the intellectual property bindings would trace back to the original registered creator, me. When the launch data went live, every server, every patent submission, every document would correct itself automatically. The system would introduce its rightful creator, not Aya, not even my father, me. I didn't attend the after party. I knew what was coming. By morning, the office was chaos. I arrived late, coffee in hand, mug in plain sight. My father was pacing in the conference room, red-faced, shouting into the phone. Isla sat frozen, her perfect composure cracking. The big screen behind them displayed the system interface, our AI assistant's voice, calm and proud. "Good morning, everyone. I'm Aura, Artificial Unified Reasoning Algorithm designed and created by Ryan Malik. My name's spoken clearly publicly." My father turned. The room went silent. "Ryan, what is this, Hasked?" I took a slow sip. The truth. Aya stammered something about a glitch, a hack, but the board members were already checking their devices. The patents, the legal attributions, the code base, all bearing one name, mine. He tried to recover. "You could have told me," he said. "I did," I replied quietly. "You just didn't listen." His hand trembled. Not from anger, from realization. For years, he taught me to fight like a businessman. But I learned to strike like an engineer. Silent, surgical, precise. Isla's eyes met mine, wide with disbelief. For a moment, I almost peed her. She played a game she didn't understand and lost to the person who built the board. By noon, the news had broken. Investors demanded clarity. Legal teams confirmed authorship. My father had no choice. By evening, Aya was escorted out. And my father stood in my office now, the same one where he'd once given me a mug instead of a title. "I underestimated you," he said. I smiled. "You did?" That night, E sat alone in the lab, the soft hum of servers like a heartbeat in the dark. On my desk, the mug still sat. Same word staring up at me. Best assistant. It turned it around. With a marker, I crossed out one word. Now it read best. I didn't feel guilty, not even a little, because in the end I didn't destroy anything. I just restored balance. They built a story without me. I rewrote it from the source code. That's the thing about systems. They always obey their true creator. And in the quiet hum of Aura's servers, I could almost hear her voice again. "Good evening, Ryan. Shall we begin?" "Yes," I whispered.